Hi, this is Brent from TradeGuild.blogspot.com, and it is September 4th, 2006, and what a day, what a day. Um, Previously, as recently as last night actually, I have said, that I thought that the highs in this market, in the Dow specifically, were, they were nice, but I didn't really think we were going to go too much further beyond this. I kind of anticipated, for reasons that I've laid out if you've read the blog or watched the videos, that we would probably see a quick deep pullback, and then move in to a nice up market throughout the rest of the year. But we got just an amazingly strong day today. The breadth in the market internals were just undeniably strong. 10 out of 10 sectors, and the S&P were up. Metals actually is one of the things we've been short on. Actually, diversified metals and minings were down 1.4%. So I think even though we saw some big moves in some of the names, particularly that we are short in, I think we're still probably pretty well positioned in metals and mining for the moment. I've been talking about biotech recently. That was very strong, 2.2%. Internet holders up 3%. Software up 2.4%. Railroads up 2.3%. Restaurants 2.8%. Disk drive up 2.7%. Financials were strong today. Industrials, energy was strong, basically on some short covering due to violence in Nigeria and reports of a Texas refinery explosion. But I think today what we saw, the old saying goes, and I've mentioned this recently, what is it, sell Rosh Hashanah, buy Yom Kippur. Basically, it's the beginning of the quarter, and there's a lot of inflows of money into the market at the beginning of the quarter. So I think that is partly probably what we saw today, and investors, retail investors who've stayed away from the markets in the last several years, I think, are now regaining some confidence, and that money is flowing into the market now. So one of the other interesting little side notes is if you have the Stock Traders Almanac, they say more or less that the Dow and the S&P, their best month is October, and October is the NASDAQ's second best month in midterm election years. So Stock Traders Almanac, we have that book linked through Amazon if you want to check that out, and also we have a recommended reading list right above the tag board. Lots of good books there. So anyway, let's just jump right into it. I'm not going to get into a comprehensive analysis of the market averages, but basically here's the Dow. Look at the move. It was just unreal. The volume was fairly high. It was rising. It wasn't quite, I don't think, what you would expect for a day like today, but I think we'll see what tomorrow brings. Let's take a look at the NASDAQ real quick, and there we go. NASDAQ was just, that was the leader today, 2.11%, and the S&P 500, another just strong move out of this rectangular consolidation that we were looking at on the hourly chart, and there it is. We had a little breakdown, and yesterday we weren't really too sure what was going to happen. It moved back up in this area and closed down a little bit, and just today absolutely took off. It was just breathtaking, really. And finally, let's take a look at the Russell 2000, which hasn't been behaving very well lately, I don't think, but today was a pretty spectacular day for the Russell, up just a little bit under the NASDAQ by a 1/10 of a percentage point. So this video is not, I'm just kind of going at it freestyle here. I don't have everything organized because I simply don't have the time tonight to do that. But we're going to take a look at some different stocks that have done well, and some sectors that they're in, and some opportunities that are still in that sector. I've been posting a lot of these laggard strategy stocks, and they've been doing really, really well. So I think we're going to keep that up. First up, I think, is going to be Pacific Sunwear. And I've noticed before in previous years, I don't know if it held true last year. Yeah, it did. In October, Pacific Sunwear always rallies. It's probably, if we just take a look at the sub-industry, it may just be a sub-industry trend. There's October, and we find October back here. Yeah, so maybe it's getting ready for Christmas or whatever, but retail apparel stores seem to do very well in October. So anyway, Pacific Sunwear was on the long list last night. I'll be sipping water throughout, so excuse me. But it was on the long list last night, and it was up 2.72% today. And also today, Don Warden featured it on the Warden report, so that was some nice confirmation of our pick from yesterday. Let's take a look at. And by the way, if you are in Pacific Sunwear at this point, I let it run. I think probably my stop would go somewhere in here around 1580 or so. So let's take a look at some others in this sector. And this is TLB, which is Talbot's. And this was on the blog September 26th. I think that might have been Friday. And that was up a good 4.5%. And here's what we were looking at on Friday. I think it was Friday anyway. This nice little rectangular consolidation and just all this volume that's been pouring into this stock recently. Also, of course, money stream and balance power and everything looked great. So I think this one is on our long list and looking pretty good.